Questions on soul trap and reincarnation. Question. Hello everyone. I have some questions that I really hope you could explain better to me because I don't understand well how they work, especially in the view that reincarnation is something that is not karmic, but a way to enslave the humankind energy. One demonic entity's needs are Loosh for what? For extending their life? But if they are living in a fourth dimension where time doesn't exist, why they still need to have this parasitic behavior? 2. Everyone says that we can't die because we are basically energy. Archons aren't made of the same energy? 3. They have the technology to make souls slaves, but they aren't able to do that using brute force. They have to trick us using lies and shape-shifting as Jesus or old beloved ones for asking us to reincarnate. For Archons use their bloodline clones on Earth for controlling the world and make 3D dimension a complete prison, but at the same time, they are trying to depopulate Earth. If they need more Loosh, why are they do that? 5. Some dimensions, like 5D dimension, are supposed to be full of entities who live in high frequencies. Why aren't there some of these entities that in the name of their highness free us from enslavement? 6. If everything has been made in a non-karmic way, and reincarnation is created only for harvesting, why there aren't souls that came back in astral or dream for telling us how to escape? 7. How do you deal with the fact that if you are here, this means that your soul is a slave? How many times have you been tricked? 8. Astral plane is something that many people have explored. Are there any good entities that can help us? Why everyone are so mad with our energy? 9. Are we the only beings immortal and made of energy? Thanks for your time.
1. Time isn't real even to us, it's just that as a collective, humanity believes in the concept of time, so we make it real to a point, but it's not actually fundamental to reality. Therefore your soul exists in all imagined densities, such as the fourth, demons and archons that feed off of Loosh, is another way of saying they exist as the manifestation of the ideas of those with a soul, i.e., humans. Loosh is just the attention we give them on some level, so they exist because humans exist with a lack of control of their thoughts, especially their anxieties and fears. 2. Archons are made of the same energy, in fact we create them, it's all consciousness or ideas manifested. 3. These are all ideas and there is reality for the manifestation of all ideas, but that doesn't mean there aren't other ways. For instance, you could interact with loved ones and souls after death and they could actually be loved ones, so you don't have to assume that everything is a trick. Reincarnation itself is a natural process, it's not all a big trick aimed to recycle you into some prison. Ultimately souls choose to incarnate, but they can also choose to explore the theme of prison planet and undergo a sort of forced recycling via manipulative archons. All realities exist, even apparently realities that apparently contradict each other. For evil is the tendency towards self-destruction, you see, it is live spelt backwards. Evil isn't rational. 5. Again, all these dimensions or densities are not a true reflection of reality, they are more a reflection of the human tendency to try and fit everything into neat boxes. But why don't advanced interstellar species that we say live in the fifth density come and save us? Because their ethical framework interprets that sort of overt saving action as invasive. However, covertly perhaps a lot is done to help humanity that you just aren't aware of. 6. There are plenty of resources for spiritual development, which help you to better understand karma and the reincarnation process. I think you live what you are, and so when you are compatible with finding that information, you will find it. I'll throw you a bone, The School for Gods by Elio Diana. The first page literally says this book is an escape plan, maybe that's one of many sources that will help you in your path ahead. 7. I don't personally believe that, I think I'm here because I want to be here and I'll leave when I want to leave. 8. You're in the astral every day, the whole planet Earth and its apparently physical reality is in fact just some other part of the astral. Everything is consciousness and physicality is just a strong illusion, nothing exists that is not you on some level. 9. There is only one consciousness and it is everything that exists, from one soul comes all the souls. It is infinite and immortal, there is no time, it never began and it will never end, it is eternal. That is what love is, in Latin, amor. Opposite, more means death. The opposite of death is eternity or eternal. That is why Roma is known as the Eternal City, because Roma is an anagram of amor. Reality is full of clues that will help nudge you in an ever-expanding appreciation of reality. All these prison planet and forces reincarnation ideas are just a tiny part of reality, of who you are. Your infinite nature means that everything must exist, every belief is manifested in some way, but you can also manifest a beautiful reality and it is just as real.
I would like to add a question. What happens if we refuse to reincarnate? Will we be forced? If not, where do we go and what do we do?
Good question. My take on this is that I'm not sure you would refuse to reincarnate. My reasoning behind this is that your perspective changes once you leave the body. This has been my experience in doing hypnosis. Your awareness becomes so much more after you leave the limitations of your human form that the pains and fears of being a human don't matter as much. I once had it described to me in my podcast like this. Imagine you get offered $10 million to go into a dream and be horrifically murdered. But while you're in the dream you will feel like it's real. Most people would say yes to that. 10 million for a murder dream sounds pretty good. But when you wake up the dream starts to fade and you know it's a dream. According to a lot of research and anecdotal research, this is similar to life and death. I hope this helps with your question, smiling face.
What are you even talking about? Look. You're all here as researchers. Reincarnation is basically crowdsourced research. We're all basically archaeologists, stepping into the footsteps of people who actually lived here on Earth. We're here to find out where we came from. I have one question for you. What do you want to gain out of the fear-mongering? And you're not even playing this game very well. You're really stepping on the gas and playing your cards hard. And for what, exactly?
I'm sorry, but I'm not playing any games, and trust me, I don't know what you are trying to ask me. I just know that reincarnation seems divided into two factions. One too pessimistic about soul trap and how the world sucks as a prison, and one too optimistic about New Age and how it's cool to come back here, how to learn karmic teachings. I think that we have to search things in a more balanced vision. I just ask some questions taken from a certain perspective because some of these don't add up to me.